Herschel damn Walker believes white people actually deserve reparations. Another woman has come out and said that, well, he was violent against me as well. And Herschel Walker should actually be criminally investigated for the fact that he admitted to committing voter and election fraud. I got all of it. Let's first go to his proclamation about good white folks.
But my mom said, Bo, I don't think anyone should get anything. She said, who are they going to give the money to? She said, I think things are moving along pretty well. She said, it's slowly moving, but it is moving. And she said, have anyone thought about paying the white people that died in the Civil War to free you from slavery? And I said, oh, geez, they're not going to want to talk about that one.
No.
So I said, when she thought of that, I said, Mom, you're right. Everyone that's coming in talking about their reparations wasn't even around 150 years ago. They wasn't even around 200 years ago.
Herschel, I hate you brought your mom into it, but she can get some too. So let me explain what reparations is actually about. It means repair, government repair, if you would. In order for repair to be required, it's an admission that something has been broken. Is the same government around that protected, sanctioned, and proclaimed slavery? Yes, the same government is here. Has that government transformed over time because of good people like Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and others who challenged the government? Yes. This is not about the same people being present. This is about the same entity being present, known as the United States government. They are still here. Another dynamic. You're claiming that white people that fought to free the enslaved Africans in America should receive reparations. First of all, those that fought to free them, they're not asking for it. They signed up to do a job and they did it. Okay, they're more noble than you and your mother, obviously. Number two, reparations is actually liked, appreciated, embraced, and loved by America, just not in the context of black folk. We've given reparations to the Japanese, we've given reparations to natives, we have given reparations to multiple groups. I still argue not enough, but black folks have gotten nothing at all, not a thing. They are not against reparations. America is not against reparations. We have done it before. We're just against, as a country, reparations for the tragedy that was visited against black folk who were enslaved. All right, just so you understand the dynamic here. And another thing, Herschel, that you and your mom should probably look up is that slave masters receive reparations as well. Look it up. Okay, that's not the only thing. Walker is back in the news also because another woman has made an allegation and has come forward, all right? So a former longtime girlfriend of Republican senatorial candidate Herschel Walker has come forward to detail a violent episode with the football star, who she believes is unstable and has little to no control over his mental state when he is not in treatment. The woman is Dallas resident Cheryl Parsa, who had a 5-year relationship with Walker in the 2000s. All right, there they are. She has receipts. She recalled a fight one night in 2005 when she first confirmed her suspicions that Walker, who she said would sometimes disappear for weeks at a time, was cheating on her. He had invited her earlier that day to his condo for a motorcycle ride. When she arrived that evening, she claimed she found another woman on the bike wearing Parsa's helmet. When she confronted Herschel Walker, he grew rageful and physically intimidating, she said, yelling at her repeatedly. You want to see a man? I'll show you a man. He pressed his forehead against hers. She said, his massive hands were on my chest and throat. I thought he was going to beat me. Then, she said, I saw a fist flying toward me. As I ducked down, he hit the wall beside my head and staggered backwards toward the bedroom saying, come on, I'm gonna show you what a man is. And I heard him from the bedroom, beating himself up against the wall repeatedly with force. So he was hitting physical objects in his anger. She also experienced his disorder that he claims to have firsthand. Once Parsa recalled, Walker pulled out a handgun during a trip they had taken together to a food industry trade show. When she asked why he brought the gun, she said Walker tried to reassure her by saying he was an FBI agent. Are y'all hearing me? He brings the gun. She says, why do you have a gun here? Oh, I'm in the FBI. And used to play Russian roulette, a suicide game, as he claimed to have played more than half a dozen times. All right, we got less than a week here in the Georgia runoff. Authorities are being urged to look into another issue that's criminal in nature. Let's go to the video.
Everyone asked me, why did I decide to run for a Senate seat? Because to be honest with you, this is never something I ever thought in my life I ever did. And that's the honest truth. But as I was sitting in my home in Texas, and I was seeing what was going on in this country. I was seeing what was going on in this country with how they were trying to divide people.
Where were you sitting at? Your home in Texas. You were sitting at your home in Texas. I got some more information about that. All right, he wasn't lying then, told the truth. His home is actually in Texas. First time he's told the truth on the campaign trail. Georgia Democrats have now called for an investigation by state officials into Walker's residency after CNN's K-File reported last week that Walker was getting a tax break in Texas intended for a primary residence only, possibly running afoul to Texas tax law and some rules for establishing Georgia residency for voting and running for office. The CNN K-File review of some of Walker's media appearances and events from 2021 and 2022 finds Walker appeared on Fox News and other conservative media outlets from his Texas home at least 4 times after announcing his candidacy for Georgia's Senate seat. Before announcing, all of Walker's media appearances on Fox and other conservative news outlets took place where? From his Texas home. All right, so let me explain to you the issue that is holistically illegal. He filed for homestead exemption at his Texas home. What does that mean? He says, hey, Texas, this is my primary residence, right? I'm going to apply for a tax issue or a tax abatement that you're gonna forgive. I'm gonna apply for it. The rule says, or the law says, it only can go toward primary residence. That's it. Can't go to investment property, secondary property, etc. So he signs it. Oh, people said, well, that was a mistake. He made an accident, made a blunder. Really? He did it 2 times in a row, 2 years in a row, after he proclaimed he was running for the US Senate. So let's be very clear about what he's done. He has misrepresented truth. He has lied on an official government document about taxes. Tax fraud would be the appropriate charge here. Also, he then proclaimed in his affidavit in the state of Georgia that he was in fact a resident for the state of Georgia while he was not. Once again, he signed that under penalty of perjury. 2 illegal actions, Texas and Georgia. He has received no investigative notice. No politician in the GOP is calling for an investigation. Both states are run primarily by Republicans. All right, Sharon, thoughts here.
So there really is a fraud going on, and election fraud apparently. Here's the thing, he should absolutely be prosecuted to the full extent of the law. I'm willing to forgive some of it, Dr. Richey, if Texas will take him back full time. If I live in Georgia, if we could work out a deal perhaps, and just Texas claim him, don't come back here, don't put 1 foot back in the great state of Georgia, and then we'll square it there.
You know what? I have to agree. If Texas says we're going to just go ahead and take them back, I'm willing to let this go.
Me too. There it is.